I was just thinking a little bit about how I always talk about adventure and finding your adventure, and but don't do anything that you don't feel comfortable with. Push yourself, but don't go outside your comfort zone. And I think that sometimes I'm a little vague when I say stuff like that. I say things off the top of my head, so I don't write scripts for my videos or anything like that. So that's why I say a lot, and I say a lot. I repeat myself a lot, but I think the important thing when you're doing anything outdoors is to have a good sense of where you're at mentally and physically. And I think that sometimes there we go, we can psych ourselves out, and we sell ourselves short. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We can do a lot more than what we think we can. So it's always important to have a good barometer for where you're at. And I think that I've talked about this before, but working out on a consistent basis, knowing your fitness level, knowing what you're capable of, listening to your body is very important. So yes, most likely I would have been okay going down in Sapphire Canyon. I wouldn't have done anything that would have put myself at risk. I've done cliff jumping before. Thailand, Costa Rica, Indonesia, Puerto Rico. My wedding ceremony had a cliff jump built into it. So the cliff jumping isn't a thing. You've seen me on this channel get ledged out a little bit before. So some of you may think that I don't always take the best precautions, and that is true. Sometimes I don't. Today, I would say 95% geared up. I've got 3 liters of water, but not only that, I have my Camelback All Clear UV purification. So as long as the water doesn't have any particulate, which you could take care of straining it, I could take care of it straining through my shirt if it did have particulate. I can nuke that with the UV of the All Clear, and that's safe to drink. It kills everything, including viruses. It's the only thing that kills viruses. So I have that. I have my first aid kit. I have, what else do I have? Sunblock. I didn't bring my hat. That was one of the 2 things that I should bring, but I didn't bring, is my hat. Now, it's not a huge deal because I can put my shirt over my head and cover my head that way. I have sunblock. I can put extra sunblock on my head. The other thing I don't have that would be ideal is hiking boots. I thought I was going to be doing some kind of rock scrambling and a little bit of rappelling, bouldering, free climbing, and so I wore sneakers because I was planning on taking them off and just going barefoot. Had I known I was going to be doing more hiking on this road here, ideally it would have been good to wear my hiking boots. So I know it's funny when I say go outside your comfort zone and do things that challenge you, and then you see me like in the Santa Ynez Canyon get ledged out, and then I get poison oak and stuff like that, and it's kind of funny. Maybe you're thinking, I don't want to push myself because he's saying adventure, 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 and then he gets stuck on a ledge, he gets poison oak, this and that. But I've never been in a situation where it was. I will say this. I've only been in one. Let me back up. I've only been in 2 life and death situations in the wilderness. One was in the Himalayas, which I'm going to make another video talking about, and my wife and I got altitude sickness. Now, altitude sickness you can die from. Your brain can start hemorrhaging and you can die quick. So the trick is, once you recognize it and acknowledge it, you have to descend rapidly. So that's what we did, so we stayed safe that way. The other thing was, I was 14, hiking in the Adirondacks in New York State, and leaned over the edge of a waterfall and fell off a waterfall. Now, I was 14, I was stupid, I was leaning on my walking stick and slipped over. By the grace of God or the universe, whatever you believe in, I did not die. Now, I still to this day cannot explain what happened. I slid down the rock, the waterfall, the sheer cliff face, hugged it, like friction on my body and shirt, and then a ledge appeared that I hadn't seen before out of nowhere. I can't tell you how far I fell. It felt like a while. I remember having the thought as I was falling, okay, I guess I'm going to die now. So Those in my whole life, those are the two life and death situations that I've been in the wilderness. Himalayas with altitude sickness and falling off a waterfall. I've learned tremendously from those. So by pushing myself to the limit, you know where that limit is, you know where that line is. So when you push yourself to the limit in the gym, or when you push yourself to the limit in a hike, you know what the line is, so that you know next time I can go further. Next time I shouldn't lean over the edge of a fucking waterfall cliff, or at least I shouldn't lean over putting weight on my goddamn walking stick that's gonna slip out from under me. So with every bad experience comes growth, comes knowledge. And I hope that the adventures that I share with you, the good and the bad stuff that I go through, it doesn't dissuade you from finding your own adventure. And if anything, you could see how I'm learning from my mistakes. You know, I don't know if I'll ever get poison oak again, but I can guarantee you I will look extra hard for fucking poison oak. Especially when I'm hiking off a trail or on an unmaintained trail. So just some thoughts I had about what some of my regular viewers might be thinking about my adventures, and the good and the bad. You know, it's all life. It's all life lessons, learning, knowledge that enabled me to grow and push the limits of my experience the next time I go hiking. Well, let's get back to hiking up this trail, see if we can find some of that water.
Infamous.